Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. We are back together with you with some interviews of the team principals. Let's listen to them.
Well, Jonathan, well done. You haven't worked with Nico Hülkenberg for very long, but do you understand the magnitude of what he's just achieved today? And you, as the team, have helped?
Do you know, I think it's the longest overdue podium in the history of Formula One.
And the best feel-good story.
Yeah, and I mean, look at him today. He just delivered an absolute masterclass, an extraordinary performance. The team made all the right calls. You know, it feels like we're going in the right direction now, and a little bit of nerves in the pit stops today, I think, but other than that, what a performance. I'm so pleased.
Well, listen, enjoy it with your team. You've had plenty of podiums. They've had a few and some wins, but not too many, so enjoy it with them.
Thank you.
Yeah, the short one, but the happy one. Very well deserved result for them today. I just want to say one more time, congratulations to the Stake Formula One team, and also congratulations to the Nico Hülkenberg. Let's listen. Andrea, Stella.
Lando said this is as good as it gets in terms of feelings. I'm sure you could understand that. Congratulations on an eventful race, but I want to.
Oh, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to extend the congratulations to the entire team, to the pit wall that today operated really very, very well under the direction of Randy, the race engineers, and together with the drivers, all good calls in difficult circumstances. Both drivers drove very well, pretty much with no issues at all. Oscar very aggressive at the start, he gained the lead quite deservedly, and then the penalty unfortunately meant that he couldn't capitalize on a victory. This went to Lando. I'm sure for Lando this is a very, very, very special day, winning the home Grand Prix. P1, P2 for McLaren. So overall a very strong day. We're very happy. Something big to celebrate.
Indeed, yeah. So many British fans and Lando fans will be happy about it. We have to address the Oscar issue, though. He says, so what, are you not allowed to brake under the safety car anymore? Did he brake unduly heavily? Did you have telemetry? Were you able to put that to the FIA? And he said he did nothing different from what he was doing before and feels extremely hard done by. He also feels he can't say too much because it will get him into trouble, which tells its own story.
Well, we certainly gave our input to the race direction, especially related to the fact that we thought that the safety car was called in relatively late. This didn't give much space for the driver to actually, the leading driver, take control of the group and go with the restarting procedure. So we think overall the penalty has been harsh, but we will review the data. Like usual, we will see if there's any learning from that. At the moment, there's not much we can do. We just have to take it on the chin. A tough one for Oscar because he drove very well today. He drove very well, but it's just mid-season. Many more opportunities. I think this will give Oscar even more motivation.
Yep, indeed. These things happen in a championship. Thank you very much and congratulations today.
Yeah, but I think it was unnecessary mistake from the Oscar Piastri. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't matter that it's a safety car called so late or too early. He didn't need to make that mistake because he was with a faster car, with a better car from the Max Verstappen, and also he had a much more better chance to win this Grand Prix. But this kind of mistakes happening always the Formula One. Maybe the FIA is wrong, but I don't believe that they will change any decision about this race, or they will change, let's say, to give that first place to Oscar Piastri or something like that to happen. Happened what happened, and the race is finished, and also Lando Norris won the race. So let's listen to Zach Brown.
It's another 1-2. All's well that ends well.
How come they're never easy? They look good on paper, but I'll tell you what, that was about as stressful as you get.
Yeah, I've got to talk about the major talking point. Obviously, that 10-second penalty for Oscar. Where do you sit on that now?
I mean, safety car seemed like it was called in a bit late. Leader controls. I think Max accelerated. Oscar braked, which made it look worse than it was. The telemetry didn't look like it looked on TV, but is what it is.
We understand the brake pressure was 60 psi. Am I right saying that? Whereas the one that I suppose was set a precedent was George in Canada, which was 30. So it was double that Would you accept, therefore, that perhaps it was due a penalty because of that?
I think anytime you get into these penalties, there's an element of subjectivity. You know, I think when they're pounding on the brakes, they're 130, 140 psi. So, you know, trying to get temperature in the tires. It's wet. Late call. Close one.
I've got to say, Zach, on paper,
what did Jensen think? He knows. He's been in around this track. What did
you think?
Do you really want to hear my opinion?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I think the biggest issue was that when the safety car put his lights out, Oscar had just started accelerating. So he's gone from sort of 60 miles an hour to 130 miles an hour in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And at that point, he's like, well, I need to slow down because there's a safety car in front of me and I need to get a gap. I would also say that it also looked very aggressive. And if it was in the dry, it might be all right. But there's spray.
wet.
So there's the visibility's not there.
Who asked him anyways?
Exactly.
I was going to say, on paper, it's a fantastic day. Another fantastic day for you guys. P1, P2, of course, for Oscar, that's going to really hurt. I mean, he drove a fantastic race up until that moment. I mean, it was his race to lose, really. But at the same time, you've got Lando who wins his home Grand Prix. So it's very mixed emotions, I guess, for you guys today.
100%. Couldn't be happier for Lando. Couldn't be happier for the team. Disappointed for Oscar, for sure. He drove an unbelievable race, but you know, you come across penalties every once in a while, and some are marginal, some are clear, some are wrong, and just kind of is what it is.
We're at the halfway point of the season now. There's just 8 points separating your two drivers. You've got, it looks almost an unassailable lead now in the constructors.
Not if you put me in the car.
Okay. Yeah, well, all right. But you've definitely got a big gap there, which is why they're being allowed to race. What's happened over the last couple of races to Lando's confidence? It does look a different...
I think Montreal was actually a nice moment for all of us in hindsight, that it just kind of took the air out of the balloon, and we just kind of got it over with, and everyone was talking about it. And I kind of feel like it's raised everyone's confidence and comfort of it's happened, it was a mistake. So I think we'll see other incidents in the near future, but there'll be racing mistakes, and racing mistakes are going to happen.
I think now we've seen from both drivers that emotional roller coaster you go through when you're fighting for a world championship, and we see it here with Oscar. It's the first time I've seen Oscar upset in front of the cameras anyway. How do you control that? Is that down to you, or do you have someone else in the team that keeps them on the straight and narrow?
All of it. I mean, I kind of whispered in his ear there and got a chuckle, so I thought, all right, I'm starting to get him in a better mood. You know, you understand. I mean, you know as well as anyone, if you feel like something was taken from you, you're not going to get out of the car and be all chuff about it. But he'll be fine. It is what it is, and he's leading the world championship. And he'll come back at the next race and go for it.
You've got to say the gap's now, what, 6 points, I think it is, between the two of them? 8 points, okay. 8 points. So it's getting closer and closer. As we say, Oscar there for the first time, we're seeing some emotion out of him. Of course, it's because of the steward's decision, but there's more and more work for you guys to do to manage the two drivers. I mean, first of all, I want to say thank you for letting them race, because Austria was fantastic. We all loved it. But what are you going to have to do to make sure we keep seeing them race until the end of the year?
I think just keep doing what we're doing. You know, treat them, you know, equally, fairly, transparently, good communications. And, you know, if we can continue to build a gap, then, you know, we want it to be up to them to decide who wins the championship if it comes down to be the two of them, and we'll treat them equally and fairly, and may the best man win. And they're both very clean drivers, so that's what's cool, is you don't feel like one's going to run one off the track. They're going to fight hard. Again, mistakes will happen along the way, but I think it's going to be an epic battle down to the final race.
Well, let's hope so. Can we have a quick listen in, actually, to Oscar's team radio, to the team radio? Here you go. You can have a listen in on this walkie-talkie here.
Well done, mate. Good race. Good race. I think that was unlucky. So, Oscar, I know how you feel about that, and let's talk about it once you're out the car.
Yep. I think I'll get myself banned for the year if I say anything here. Thanks for the effort. Deserve that one. At least Hulkenberg got a podium. Not everything was bad, hey?
Yeah, that's right.
Look, it happens. It's motor racing. Sometimes you don't get the decision that goes your way. Sometimes these things level themselves out, and sometimes they don't. You're going to have an arm around the shoulder. He's clearly upset about it. So
yeah,
saying that you can hear
it's
it.
completely understandable. Yeah. He's being very genuine there, and I'd be that way too if I was in his seat. But he'll move on, and you know, we still got a lot of racing to go, and you know, at the end of the day, it cost him a win in 7.2 spread, so he won't be happy with that, but he's got a lot of racing to go.
How do you celebrate this one with Lando, though? I mean, this is a British Grand Prix win. I mean, what's happening here?
I think you'll see Oscar by the moment getting in a better mood. Right, you'll let him cool down, and he'll be happy for the team. It was a great result, so we'll celebrate accordingly.
Can I just ask one more thing? We're obviously looking at the result. Great result. That was a tricky race. There were lots of calls that were needed to be made from the pit wall or the driver's decision. Do you think you made all the right calls? You won the race, but I think you had the best car. But
yeah. I mean, we were a lot of debating on pit wall, but I think we stopped at the right time. When do we come for slicks? And as soon as you're looking at Russell, he's going off the circuit and all that. So I think we did make the right calls every time.
Yeah, and we're hoping to get Andrea Stella in and join us whilst you're still here, but we can't see it for the moment. Just a quick word on it, because he's just over actually there with Austrian TV. His leadership, I know we talk about it so often, but it seems like everybody goes over the top for him. They take that extra step.
He's an amazing leader. We were chatting a lot on pit wall about what was going on, and he just keeps everyone very focused, job at hand, doesn't get excited. And what you see with him is exactly how he is in the factory. He's a fantastic communicator, so everybody kind of knows what's going on. He's very calm, and so keeps everyone in a good headspace.
Yeah, I bet he does. And as we head towards the summer break,
does
it keep you let's go back, actually. I mean, there's been you've been very generous with your TPC car to Martin and to Brad Pitt a couple of weeks ago whilst we're talking about these things. Must have been a little bit nervous there might have been some crash damage there, weren't you?
No, I tell you what, Brad did a good job, and he looked at the data and he got going. Martin's obviously a pro, so I wasn't too worried about Martin at all. He actually gave us some interesting feedback as far as kind of what a driver's going through today now that he's kind of seen what's on the steering wheel.
Please don't.
Yeah, no. He's out. Don't worry. I don't think he's eligible for a super license anymore.
Zach, I want to ask a question. You guys introduced a new floor in FP1 here that you didn't opt to use because, for multiple reasons, and mostly because the next race is going to be a sprint race and you wouldn't have the time to decipher what it was worth. So you didn't run it here. You're possibly going to run it in Spa. But what we've noticed this year so far is these faster, higher speed tracks, the pack is kind of a little bit closer. You got a lot of threat from Max, particularly in his Red Bull, and even this weekend the Ferrari. So do you already have an idea of what you think we can expect going to Spa?
I think kind of more of the same. Maybe not a 30-second win, but more of the same as far as how close it is. Right, this was a unique race because of the situation. The floor worked well, so we'll be unwrapping that and throwing that on both cars. It was always intended to just be a test part this weekend, but we were happy with what we saw. So more to come. But I think all these races have been epic, even though the numbers are, 8 out of 11, 9 out of 12. Every race is pretty high stressful. So as long as they're great to watch on TV, I hope we do another 9 out of 12. But it's an exciting season.
Thank you, Zach. Go and enjoy it. We'll let you on and commiserate Oscar, but it's another one too. Nice one. Well done.
Yeah, the very long one from the Zach. I understand they are happy, and as always, the British media doing his stuff. The British team won at the British Grand Prix, and also a British driver won the British Grand Prix. Congratulations to Lando Norris, very well-deserved race. I think it was also a bit of luck for him today. Oscar was definitely performing better than him, but let's say with that mistake of Oscar Piastri, I think he lost everything to the Lando Norris on this race. But the season is so long, and interesting things are waiting for us, and we will I believe that we will have this kind of interesting races all of the season. Just announcement that we will have also the drivers interviews for the couple of minutes. Just don't forget to like this video, to comment and subscribe to the channel.